Construction on the Central Corridor Transit Line connecting downtown St. Paul to Minneapolis and the rest of the light rail system began in earnest this spring. In dramatic, sometimes frustrating fashion, heavy equipment cut paths and laid rail along stretches of University Avenue, past the state capitol and through downtown. All the while, motorists, pedestrians, and business owners adapted to the changing landscape. Some work, such as outfitting these stations, will continue throughout the winter, but as the ground freezes, most progress will halt. We thought this would be a good time to take a look back at the first season of heavy construction on the Central Corridor.
As you've probably seen up and down the street, the final product is starting to look really nice. And I think as people start to see what the street is going to look like when things are finished, they get more excited about the way the community is going to look and feel and the opportunities for new investment and reinvigoration of this street over time. There's a number of things that we could have done better, and I think that we'll have to make sure get done better next year as well.
32% of the transit project is complete. Some of the construction milestones include laying a mile of track on the west end of University Avenue, a 6-block stretch of track on 4th Street in Lowertown, and more track near the Capitol, where Robert Street is now open to traffic. At 4th and Cedar in downtown, a skyway and an old bank were torn down to make way for a future station, and then that key skyway was reconnected in time for winter foot traffic. Also visible are the makings for several stations and streetscape improvements along the way. All this and more, but not without some headaches.
At the top of the list would just be better communication to the individual business owners and residents about day-to-day changes and what's going on with construction. We've had folks have their sidewalks torn out without much notice of that going on, and just unexpected things like that where really good communication would make a lot of difference. Another big issue has just been consistency with regard to access and signage. Gotten a lot of complaints about people not being able to find their way around once they get here. People who are trying to come and patronize the businesses along the avenue who need their support during this construction phase. In particular, we've had a lot of issues with folks with disabilities being able to get across the street and access businesses and the services that they need. And so the project and the contractors really need to focus on doing a better job of maintaining that access and improving signage so people know where to go, where they're supposed to go, and those kinds of things.
The Metropolitan Council, the folks who run the buses, are responsible for building and operating the Central Corridor and other light rail lines, but they can't do it alone. The actual work is done by several large construction companies, contracted by the Met Council. Along the way, though, the project is supported by other groups and agencies, including St. Paul Public Works.
During the design of the project, the city worked closely with the Met Council on the design of the plans and the elements that go together. But now that we're in the construction phase, Public Works has all sorts of input and coordination we do with the project. So from the beginning, we've been coordinating with the Met Council on traffic control issues, making sure we coordinate other work, utility work, other city projects, construction work with the Met Council project. So we coordinate that. We work closely with them on all the detour routes that are set up. There'll be 46 new traffic signals constructed as part of the project. During the construction, we supply temporary signal control cabinets for all the temporary traffic signals that are operating. We monitor the timing, so we have 2 folks that go out, watch the traffic, make sure the signals are timed properly to try to move as much traffic as we can during the construction process. So we do a lot of work in coordination with the Central Corridor on the traffic signals out on the corridor.
With this year's construction winding down on the Central Corridor, businesses along the line are hoping shoppers haven't forgotten about them.
Both sides of the street are now open, and these businesses have gone through a rough patch with construction and access being limited, and they could really use your help. Come out to get some great products and services along the street. Just within a block of where we're standing right now, near University in Raymond, we've got a great coffee shop here behind us. We've got an unusual pet store with lizards and other strange pets. All sorts of opportunities to come and help these businesses who have gone through a rough period for the year and need that assistance. And it's relatively easy to get here, and parking is easier than people think.